Some children see him lily white, the baby Jesus born this night.
Some children see him lily white. Some children see him bronzed and brown. Some children see him almond eye. This beautiful song shows our natural human tendency to see, to create God in our own image and likeness. We experience the God within through the lens of our own theology. In unity, we call our inner true nature our Christ nature. Buddhists call it our Buddha nature. The Hindus call it Atman, the indwelling God. Psychiatrist Carl Jung called it our original sense of wholeness, with capital S, self. Religions throughout the ages have given many names to God and have found many ways of explaining what our inner Christ nature is, our inner God nature. And with as many names as we can identify, we know that there are still not enough words that can fully encompass the totality of all that God is. Yet we need no words to feel, to sense the presence of God in this space tonight, do we? Perhaps you're sitting next to a friend or a loved one, you feel the presence of their physical love next to you. Maybe you have their arm around you, holding your hand. If I was next to David, I'd be holding his hand. But I'm talking about the unseen presence of divine love. How do we know that we are in that presence of divine love, that we're in the presence of God tonight? On the night of Jesus' birth, on the road to Bethlehem, I get the feeling that things didn't go quite as planned, right? Mary and Joseph were headed for the inn, and when they got there, they discovered there was no room for them. And I think the Bible left out that part where they're standing at the front desk, and Mary's like, honey, I thought I told you to go ahead and send the messenger and make the reservation. And Joseph's like, well, I thought that he... yes, honey, I did. I said, and, it's that donkey delivery express. I'm never going to use them again, slow donkeys. Whether or not they found a place to stay, Jesus was going to be born that night, right? Mary and Joseph had to let go of what they thought the perfect place would be for Jesus' birth and trust their inner guidance, which led them of all places to a manger. And while there are many places that you could have spent your Christmas Eve tonight, you chose to be here at Unity of New York. Your inner guidance led you here, and perhaps it was the love in you that sensed the presence of divine love in this space, just as the shepherds and the wise men sensed the presence of divine love in the manger that drew them to that place. And so we know we're in the presence of divine love because essence recognizes essence. And divine love is the very true essence of our being. When I consider the nativity scene, I notice that it's a little crowded, right? And there's Mary and Joseph and Jesus and the angel and the shepherds and the wise men, the little drummer boy, the sheep, the animals. Kind of like this space, right? Did you know you're coming to the manger tonight? Like the real one? So Brit's the animal. Seriously? Now this side of the room will be angels, and this side be no, okay. But seriously, did you know that Christmas Eve tonight You've shown up in this space with all these lovely lights of God, these children of God, to experience a divine birth. Are you willing to make room in your heart, to make room in your life tonight for something new to be born?
Yes.
It's a time of year where life can seem really crowded, right? I mean, the streets, the stores, the subways. Well, the subway's always crowded here, right? Even our homes can seem crowded with gifts and food and house guests and decorations. And our minds, too, get crowded with all the plans, the rituals of Christmas, the celebrations, the activities, and the concerns. And also those other things that can come up during the holidays. Thoughts of loneliness, regret, fear, depression, anxiety, pain. And we may be flooded with memories of Christmases past, and it can seem overwhelming, and we can think, how in the midst of all of this can I really experience the true meaning of Christmas? When we look beyond the literal meaning of the story of the birth of Jesus, and we look at the metaphysical or the spiritual meaning, we see that Joseph represents our inner faculty of wisdom, and Mary represents our inner faculty of love and intuition. And we know that through our Joseph within, our inner knowingness joined together with the intuitive nature of our hearts, we discover that there is a manger. There is a place within us, a place that's been prepared for us, a place of peace, of great quiet. And when we go apart, when we go away from the crowds, from the busyness and the hustle and bustle of the holidays of the outer Christmas, we prepare the place in our consciousness where our Christ nature is born into our awareness, where we experience our own inner Christmas. And while our minds may tell us all the things that we needed to do to prepare the way for the Christ nature, like meditate 2, 3, 10 hours a day, go off and find a guru, move to Unity Village and go to seminary, become a minister. Oh wait, that's my story. But you all have a story, don't you? About that journey of all the things that you need to do before you're ready and worthy and able to experience the Christ consciousness. However, when we look past all that story and we go to a deeper place, to our inner guidance, it reveals that we need no reservations for this divine appointment. Our manger is already prepared for us. The Christ consciousness is always present and available to us, and it's our choice to center within it, to live from that awareness, to choose every day to act in love, to encourage others in love, to see the good in each person, to be the light, the love, and the peace that is our true nature. And when we make these choices moment by moment, the Christ consciousness becomes our experience. The birth of the Christ consciousness into the world is represented in the story by an infant. Because the birthing of the Christ consciousness requires us to see the world with new eyes, with innocence. With an innocence that can look past the illusion and see the good, the potential for good in each situation, the potential for good from which it was birthed, to look at the world with awe, with wonder, and to witness that heaven is unfolding on the earth. From heaven consciousness, we can let go of the criticism of people, what we think they should be doing, and see the potential for good within them. To see the potential for good in each situation. And when we keep looking for the good, when we keep moving in the direction of good, that good can't help but flow into our lives in greater and greater ways. Are you willing tonight to look past appearances, to look past the illusion of disorder, dis-ease, whatever is disturbing you in your life, and to see the potential for good from which you came to. Keep knowing the good. To know heaven consciousness here and now in this moment. When we look to the Christ child that is born within each of us this Christmas night, in the manger of our hearts, we look with awe and with wonder as that Christ light shines in the darkness, the light that leads us home to our true nature. You are your own hero. You are your own Savior. For you have the unlimited power within you to light the world with love and to be saved, and not saved from sin, because God doesn't see us as sinners. Thank God. But to be free from suffering, from fear, from illusion, from doubt, from that story that we've been telling us about our limitations, to be free, to be fully present to the truth of our oneness with God. You are the Prince of Peace, or the Princess of Peace, who is here to bring the good news of great joy to all people. Allow your Christ light tonight in this candle lighting service to glow, to radiate, to shine forth, to expand in your consciousness, and to allow the space to see clearly the heaven that is unfolding on the earth. Let your light shine brightly this Christmas. You are the one that you've been waiting for. You are the light of the world. Merry Christmas.